Welcome to the All Things Event Planning with April podcast. If this is your first time listening, then thanks for coming. Each week, we'll be spilling all the secrets that other event planners and industry professionals don't want you to know. From negotiating for the perfect venue to knowing when to walk away from a project, we'll give you the expertise so that you can plan any event, regardless of your experience level. Now, let's get into this week's topic with your host, April.
Hey guys, and thank you so much for returning to this week's episode of All Things Event Planning with me, April, with your host, April. If you missed last week's episode, we discussed signs that you need to hire an event planner because you don't have it all the way together. An event planner will help you become organized so that you're not missing deadlines and other important aspects of your event. So if you're interested in learning more about that, make sure you check out episode 4 and then come back so you can listen to this week's topic, which we will be discussing ways to manage clients' expectations. So let's jump right into this week's topic. This is an issue that I think anybody can relate to, whether you're a experienced professional, whether you're new in the industry, or whether you're just trying to do something as a one-off for family or friend. Managing clients, family, friends' expectations is one of the more difficult things to do, but don't worry, I have 3 things that you can do today that will make it easy for you to manage their expectations so you're not running into any problems and everything is crystal clear from the beginning about the project that you're working on. So the first thing that you want to do is make sure you put things in your contract of what you will and will not do. Now, there's a lot of chances that people aren't going to read the contract because people don't read today, but that's not your business, right? If you list out, for example, how often you're going to be meeting with them, when deposits need to be made, or anything like that you put in the contract, then it's written there and set in stone. There won't be any conflict or any issue because you've laid it out up front for them. So that's one good way of managing clients' expectations, is to put it in writing. Another way of doing it is to just have a conversation with them. Let's say you didn't put it in writing, but kind of have a verbal agreement of what you are going to do and what you're not going to do, right? So if you're planning a wedding, I know that there are brides and some grooms who can become very intense. Yes, let's use intense. Okay, when it comes time to plan their special day, that's understandable. It's a very important day in their lives, but having them call you every time they have a question pop up in their head or they can't go to sleep is kind of unacceptable, right? So setting up boundaries, even if it's verbally, of what you will and will not do is another great way of managing expectations, right? If you're working with another organization, you can do the same thing as well. You guys over drinks, or if you're at an event, can come up with a cadence on how often you're going to be answering the phone, emails, things like that. It's another good way to manage expectations so that everyone is good to go and you won't have to worry about people's feelings getting hurt at the end of the day. Finally, the last thing that you can do to manage expectations on the flip side is over communicate with them, right? So it's kind of the flip side of the client contacting you, the professional. In this instance, you are contacting the client and over communicating things that you can't do, things that they need to meet deadlines on. This will allow the client to be less in control of not knowing what's going on and allow you more control of this is what you've outlined, this is what you've contacted them for, and it helps allow everything to be more streamlined and for you to remain in control. When managing client expectation, the goal is that you remain in control at all times and that the client is kind of at your beck and call, right? And not the other way around. So if you do these quick 3 things, you shouldn't have any issues managing clients' expectations for any project that you are working on. So that's the end of this week's show. I hope you enjoyed it. Please make sure that you subscribe, share our podcast with others that you believe will benefit from this show. As always, if you want to find out more information about who we are and our show notes, you can visit our website at platinumeventsbyapril.com. Thank you so much for listening and tune in next week. See ya.
You've been listening to the All Things Event Planning Podcast.
All Things Event Planning Podcast.
With your host, April. Loved this week's episode? Subscribe to our podcast on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, or Google Play. It's very much appreciated. Thank you.